have dragons? I'll give you one.
Welcome back to Heroes and Whiskey. We are 3D printing our way through the D&D Monster Manual. We are still sitting in the Chromatic Dragons, and today we have monster number 68, the Ancient Red Dragon. So as I've been planning out this series, I've been determined that not every single dragon would be from Lord of the Print, because their work is so good. So I was really excited to come across this awesome red dragon from Claymore Miniatures. One of the things that I love about it is that it's designed recognizing how it will be used on the table. For as good as they do with so many of their dragons, and they do have an awesome looking red dragon, even Lord of the Print occasionally treats them as though they're statues. And I love that Claymore designed this guy specifically to be on the attack. And like with the Dracolich, I love that he's already a good 15 to 20 feet off the ground in D&D scale. He's roaring down on the helpless fools in front of him. Style-wise, he's got a little bit of that more realistic style of Lord of the Print, but he doesn't have that straight out of the manual look, and so I really appreciate what Claymore has done here. It's also not so obviously a red dragon that you couldn't use it for something else. Like with some of the others, I did the base and the wings and the body in FDM, and the head and the claws in Resin. You can see some obvious support crap on the wings here, and then the tail kind of sweeps around the whole figure here, and it's got these like Godzilla-like spikes, and so when you've got all these different directions, inevitably you're going to get some of these that turn out looking a little crappier than others. The base actually comes in several pieces, which made for some tough fitting issues, especially on like the sides that had the support crap on them. But overall, it's pretty seamless. I don't know if you can even see the seam. There it is, right in there. It's pretty seamless in terms of how it went together. The head and the claws, they are sharp and detailed like you would expect. And honestly, everything assembled well, and even though it is quite tall, I did not have the balance issues that I had with the Dracolich because the wings are made out of FDM, so you got the center of mass right in the middle, and it is very stable. So as you can see, he is quite tall, with his head at about 15 feet off the ground. He doesn't have that same massive wingspan we saw in the green and black dragons. And the plus side of that is he's a little more compact, so he's a little bit easier to transport if you're not hosting the session. Unlike the black and green dragons, where you kind of feel like you needed a custom carrying case because they were just so massive. In terms of resources, he cost about $26, which is certainly on par with what we've seen with Lord of the Print, but his print time was also ridiculous, coming in at around 81 hours, and a lot of that is the base. So we are at $641 and coming up on 25 total days of printing. So if you need a dragon of any kind, frankly, this Ancient Red from Claymore Miniatures looks great without being quite as over the top as some that we've looked at so far. Next up would normally be the White Dragon, but we're going to take a pause on that and skip straight to the metallics and the most talkative of all dragons, the Brass Dragon.